we're going to start with probably the most popular method, and that will be number 4 in order here. We're going to start backwards, and we're going to talk about the true free slider method. When I slider fish, I usually use a 7 to 9 foot piece of 20-pound fluorocarbon leader material with a snap or snap swivel. You can do both, followed by a number 2 snap swivel here. I like the Dreamweaver tournament grade ball bearing snap swivels, and a spoon. This method's pretty simple. What you're going to do is you're going to have your slider prepared, basically sitting on the gunnel or wherever you can get at it easily. You're going to have a spoon affixed to that slider. Basically, you're going to set your downrigger. You're going to send that downrigger down to wherever your target depth is. Here's your bait running behind your downrigger weight, and you're going to attach this slider. You're going to clip it on to your line up here. You're going to toss it in the water, and that's going to fall back and hit the water. And what you have to make sure is that when you flip that spoon out, that spoon does not get fouled up when it hits the water. Sometimes when you flip it, the leader becomes wrapped around the treble hooks, and you're going to put down a bum bait. So make sure you use a technique when you do that. I like to hold the back of the hooks, and when I flip that, it's usually pretty flawless, hits the water and settles in. So after you've deployed that slider is going to work its way down to approximately a bow in the line. So this bow is going to be somewhere in this area with your bait down below it. One thing I do not like about this method is that I am not sure, and this is what it's going to look like. You know, if this is 80 feet down, you know, we could guess that this slider might be halfway. It might be 50 feet, might be 40 feet. Again, it's floating around down there. We're not sure where it's at. That is a very common method of slider fishing called free sliding. For you guys that really don't crank your downrigger rods down when you're setting your rigger, you know, we keep ours all the way bent over, you know, almost in a C formation when we set our downriggers. Super tight. We take out all the stretch in the line or as much as we can. For you guys that keep these rods, you know, semi up in the air, not cranked over, what you're probably looking like down here is this giant belly in the line, like this here, by not keeping those downriggers cranked over and taut. So your bait might be, you know, up here in this range versus down at the halfway point. We're not really sure, but the more belly you have in this line, your main line, the less that this slider is actually going to probably go down in the water and settle in at the midway point. The reason I don't use a total free slide method is that you will miss generally a lot of bites. When this gets bit right up here, if you have a fish come in and bite this right here, okay, you have to trip this downrigger off up here. You know, trip it off unless the fish pulls it off down here. You're gonna have to trip this off, release it from the ball, and then this line, this distance right here, all has to be reeled all the way up until the snap swivel on this spoon comes all the way up and connects right here with this snap or snap swivel to tauten that up. So you have to reel, in this case, if it's 80 feet and this thing's at 35 feet, you technically have to reel 45 feet of additional line plus whatever distance this is. If I have a 20-foot lead down below here, technically I have to reel 65 feet of line up until I connect with that fish, which equals many, many exciting moments, but many dropped fish. That is method number 4, free slider.